Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Sam.
Hello everyone, I am Shane and we are looking at part 2 of the human library. So we learned that the human library, you don't read books there, you read people. Well, you don't really read them, you talk to them.
Yes.
So you get to have conversations and learn about what it's like to be them. So let me ask you, if you could go to one of these libraries, what would be your ideal person to talk to?
I think I would like to, if they had it, I'd like to talk to somebody who is a marine biologist.
Ooh.
Yes, because when I was younger, I really wanted to do this job. And also, I think my dad wanted to do this job too.
Me too, I did too. When
Yeah.
I was around college, right before college, I wanted to do that.
Yeah, and so I would love to learn about this job and what it's like to actually like stay on the boat that long. What are they working on? What's the craziest fish or creature or what that they've ever seen?
Or do they just spend time in the laboratory and they never go on the boat?
Yeah, I'd
like
to know
what's like the real life like, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say they wish that they could study marine biology. So it'd be interesting to see a real day in the life of, and not just what you imagine that they do.
Yeah, you imagine just petting dolphins and playing with seals. It's probably not that interesting.
True.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and get into the lesson?
At the Human Library, you can take a book out for 30 minutes. Then you have a conversation with the book to learn more about it. You can also ask hard questions. In fact, the books welcome them. They want you to be curious.
Okay, so like we promised, this is part 2 of the human library. And Sam, why don't you tell us something about it?
Yes, and so it says, at the human library, you can take a book out for 30 minutes. Now, of course, here it says the word book, but we already know that at the human library, you are talking to a person. So you must be going and saying, I would like to talk with this person for 30 minutes. So that is the book that they are referring to here, not a real book.
It's a little confusing, right? Then you have a conversation with the book or person to learn more about it or
them, her,
he,
yeah.
she, right? So yeah, that's really cool. I think that you can have this kind of back and forth conversation. So what does it mean to have a conversation? It's when 2 or more people talk to each other and of course listen to each other. So that's all it means to have a conversation. We're having a conversation with you right now. Even though you're not talking back to us.
Yes.
But we can hear you talking. I can hear you very lightly. Okay, so why don't we go ahead to Tina and she is going to let you know some more.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的文法重点。Have a conversation, 谈话。Conversation 是可数名词，意思是谈话、对话。我们来看看这个例句。Mark had a conversation with his teacher yesterday. Mark 昨天和他的老师谈了一次话。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, thank you, Tina. So I think it's really cool that you can kind of check out or have this time to spend 30 minutes to get to talk to somebody and you get to really, you can probably have some pretty deep conversations and really get to know them. I think that's really cool.
Yes, and it's also cool. This next part of the article says you can also ask hard questions. And I think that part is really interesting because there might be questions that you have wanted to ask somebody who has no home or somebody who has a mental illness that you feel nervous to ask. But the next part says, in fact, the books welcome them. The books, meaning the people, they welcome these hard questions. They're interested in having you ask these questions and they welcome them. And if you welcome something, that means you are happy to have it or you are inviting that thing in, because again, you can say, welcome to my home, right? But when we're talking about ideas, you welcome something means you're happy to have that happen. You are okay with it happening. You are happy in this case that people want to ask you hard questions because you want to share about your life.
Yeah, that's really cool because I was thinking if it were a homeless person, you know, it might be, I would feel embarrassed almost to ask them questions about stuff, but they welcome you to ask them the tough questions or the hard questions. I think that that's really awesome. Yeah. All right. Also, they want you to be curious. Yeah, because I would be very curious. And so curious just means wanting to know or learn something. So if you're curious about something, for example, you could say, Tom is curious about animals. But I feel quite curious about what it would be like to live homeless. Like, you know, each day you have to get your meals. How do you get your meals? What is it like to sleep outdoors when it's cold or, you know, there's lots of mosquitoes or something? Like, how do you deal with those kind of things? It would be really interesting to know. All right, why don't we go ahead to Tina and she'll do some more explaining.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字 welcome 动词欢迎乐于接受 Henry welcomes new chances to learn Henry 乐于接受新的学习机会 curious 形容词好奇的Daniel is curious about the stars in the sky. Daniel 对天空中的星星感到好奇。接着我们回到课文当中。
This is really fascinating. I was also thinking that it would be really interesting to talk to somebody who had mental health issues because a lot of times this topic is very taboo. And by taboo, we mean it's like something you're not really allowed to talk about. People kind of close it off and make it a little bit secretive. So it'd be interesting to talk to somebody what it's like to live with mental illnesses. And that's a really difficult or hard question, you know, and I think it would be really cool to get their honest answers.
Yes, and it might help to make people not so nervous around people who have mental illnesses because you might realize, oh, I didn't realize it was like that, or I didn't realize that it was in this way or that way, where you don't have to necessarily be afraid or worried or anything like that. So I agree. It's a very good thing, this human library.
Cool. So let's go to the second part of the article and we'll be right back.
More importantly, they want you to challenge your opinions about certain groups of people. The human library wants us to see others as people, not as stereotypes. By talking to those people, we may understand them and ourselves better. Hopefully, that will bring us all together.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right, so we have the next part of the article, like we just saw, that they want you to ask hard questions.
Yeah.
And it says, more importantly, they want you to challenge your opinions about certain groups of people. So earlier in the article, we had talked about stereotypes. So you might have stereotypes against people who are without a home or who have mental illnesses, and they want you to talk to them and realize that maybe your opinions are not quite correct, or maybe you are willing to change or alter your opinions.
Yeah, what is an opinion?
Well, an opinion is a noun, and this word just means your actual feelings on something. It's kind of like saying the opposite of a fact, because a fact, well, not really the opposite, but a fact is this is true and it's true for everyone. But an opinion is something that might only be true for you.
Maybe you believe it to be true.
For example, a fact, this shirt is blue. But an opinion is...
That's a cool shirt.
Yes, that would be an opinion. You like the shirt or you don't like the shirt. That's your opinion.
Right. Okay. Continuing, we have another vocabulary word, certain. So the word certain is used to talk about one part or one type of people, not all. So for example, you can say a certain group of students likes to play basketball. Not all the students like to, just a certain group like to play basketball, right? So continuing the reading, the human library wants us to see others as people, not as stereotypes. So that's really the key. We have stereotypes about people. You know, people, even a harder topic, like something like people who are drug addicts, things like that, things that are really like that society will really look at these people as really bad people. But if you got to learn about somebody who has this type of problem, you might learn, well, this is just a person with a problem. And it's not always what you just think, the stereotype of what you think it to be.
Yes, and I think that this happens quite often where if you actually can talk to groups of people or a person outside of the whole group, you can go, oh, okay, you're just a person. You're just a normal person. We're having a normal conversation. So again, I think the human library is a very good thing.
Cool. Let's go to Tina.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字 opinion 名词意见看法。Jack shared his opinion about the story. Jack 分享了他对这个故事的看法。Certain 形容词某个的。Mia has a certain plan for next week. Mia 下周有某个计划。文法的部分刚刚提到了 more importantly 更重要的是。Importantly 是副词，意思是重要的。我们来看看这个例句。Go out for a walk.More importantly, take a rest when you feel tired. 出去走走，更重要的是，当你觉得累时要休息。See A as B， 将 A 视为 B。See 在这里表示看作、当作。我们来看看这个例句。Oliver sees his teacher as a guide in life. Oliver 把他的老师视为人生中的引导者。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, and so as the article says, by talking to those people, we may understand them and ourselves better. So you might understand more about this person, but you also might realize, oh, these opinions or stereotypes that I had came from nothing. Why did I think that way? No, that's not true.
Well, you also might talk to somebody, for example, who has ADHD. Right? You probably heard of this before. And maybe through talking to them, you realize, hey, I think maybe I have ADHD. You might be able to learn something, like because we were talking about mental health, that maybe you have a mental health issue. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just need maybe some medicine or maybe need to talk to somebody. And you can make yourself better, which is awesome. All right, continuing. Hopefully, that will bring us all together. So that is the idea, right? It's just bringing people together and not stereotyping people, because what that does is kind of pushes people away. It makes them kind of make them like they're weird, or you don't want to approach those people because you think of them as different. You know, I think by talking to people from different places and different kinds of lifestyles and things, you'll learn that we're all human beings And this could bring us all together.
Yes, so very good place to go and get some kind of perspective or some different views on the world. So if you have the chance, I would highly suggest going to a human library.
And I haven't been to one, and I'm definitely want to go to one ASAP as soon as possible. All right, why don't we review the article again, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
At the human library, you can take a book out for 30 minutes. Then you have a conversation with the book to learn more about it. You can also ask hard questions. In fact, the books welcome them. They want you to be curious. More importantly, they want you to challenge your opinions about certain groups of people. The human library wants us to see others as people, not as stereotypes. By talking to those people, we may understand them and ourselves better. Hopefully, that will bring us all together.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，welcome 动词欢迎、乐于接受 ；curious 形容词好奇的 ；opinion 名词意见、看法 ；certain 形容词某个的。接着我们来看文法的部分 ，have a conversation 谈话。Rob doesn't like to have conversations on the phone. Rob 不喜欢用电话聊天。More importantly 更重要的是 Go to bed early. More importantly, don't use your phone before bed. 早点上床睡觉，更重要的是睡前不要使用手机。See A as B 将 A 视为 B. Nicole saw her dog as her best friend. Nicole 把她的狗当作她最好的朋友。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
Hey, it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
It's time for Fear Box. Okay, it's time for Fear Box. Let's see, Winnie, are you ready for what I've prepared for you today?
I don't know why we're doing this. This is torture.
You love it. Careful. Don't say that.
I don't want to touch it!
What do you feel?
Okay. I feel something flaky, thin. Okay, that's like a leaf or something. It's leafy. I smell something. Wait.
You don't smell it.
Okay, it's thin. Oh, crispy. Oh, crumbly. Okay.
What is it?
Potato chips.
Ding, ding, ding!
I can smell them, that's why.
I can't smell it.
Oh, that's because your nose is blocked.
See, Winnie, not everything in the Fear Box is scary. I actually put something you like.
I will say, this has been my favorite Fear Box episode.
Well, anyway, don't forget to follow us on Instagram or DM us if you want to learn how to say something in English. Winnie, do you have anything else to say?
It's a really good flavor.
See you later.